Nice to see you.
Hey. So, what's going on? What can I do for you?
Well, last year, when we spoke with you, you were saying, we said, oh, something about you being a villain. And you said, oh no, I'm a trusted ally. I see myself as a trusted ally.
Just got some
season
email
8.
there.
Oh, I'm getting a lot of those.
That's Twitter.
Yeah.
After season
I
8.
answered that last year.
Yeah, well, I know, but I'm saying now, after season 8, can you still consider yourself a trusted ally?
Well, you know, I mean, even the best of friends have fallout on occasion.
It's quite a fallout.
Somewhat. I mean, they were usurping my position and trying to get rid of me, essentially.
Right.
I'm just responding to the way I was being treated.
So you think you can kiss and make up at the end of this?
I don't know, we'll see. Kiss and make up.
Well, maybe
It'll
not
be
physically.
stealing a soul. Well, because I've never kissed anyone on the show.
I don't remember.
Kissed more people on the show than anyone else. I've only kissed more men than anyone.
But is there going to be a new profound bond between Sam and Crowley, you think?
I think what Jeremy's saying that's so right. What Bob was also hinting at is that what happened to Crowley, whatever happened to Crowley, we haven't quite quantified what happened to Crowley. So whatever the effect, I guess, of trying to cure Crowley is there's certainly something there. There's certainly something more to explore, I'm sure. So yeah.
You have two characters who are eternals, I guess, who have essentially become human now.
I don't know that Crowley's become human.
Well, he has more of a consciousness, I guess. Wwhereas
again, you're qualifying it by how much of the tasks have we done, therefore how much of it has happened. I mean, as far as the canon is concerned, if you don't complete the task, then it doesn't happen. So I think more along the lines of, I'd be more interested to see. I mean, they did not cure Crowley from what we saw. So if there is any residual effect of any sort.
Let me perhaps put it a different way then. With Castiel having lost his grace, and Crowley having had this mode of experience of having a moral kind of consciousness seep in, is there a possibility that those two will find a little bit more to relate to this season?
I don't know. I mean, I think they both have very different situations as we've left them. I mean, I don't know where that's going to necessarily go, but we've got, Cass isn't going to be jumping around everywhere, is he? Yeah, that I can think of. He doesn't have the ability to move around in the way that he used to, and I think Crowley's kind of restricted in his environment where he is, as you saw from you saw the teaser trailer. What do you think of the scene?
Great.
It's an interesting thing to do. The Men of Letters is a complex place, obviously. But you never get an answer out of it. It's good. Good try.
Well, you said you're not able to move around as you used to be, so are you going to be, in the car with Sam and Dean henceforth whenever they're going out to do things? Are they going to keep track of you and you're going to kind of be the third musketeer now?
I'm going to be the third musketeer.
I'll be the fourth at this point.
I mean, the great thing about this show is we've never made anything that obvious, have we? Have we ever taken steps that were that simple? Have we ever taken steps that were like, okay, so now you're this? It doesn't really, I don't think it really works that way. I think this is one of the first years that, we have another reboot, a great reboot, with such a different set of circumstances than have ever happened before. And now we have a set of character problems that we've never had before. The character, at the end of most other seasons, most of the characters know who they are. And it was always, to me, it was always the brothers that had the difficult choice to make at that point. And as Jeremy and Bob were both saying, and both Jess and Jared said, they chose each other over the quest, over what it was that they had to do, which is a very interesting change. And in that consequence, the characters took a very different turn. Metatron's disservice or service to Castiel is kind of extraordinary. I don't know where that's going to go, but I'm fascinated to see how that turns out.
So what can you tell us about the first couple of episodes?
Nothing. Well, you were told when that episode was, what you saw the teaser of? Were you told what episode that was? Either. That'd be 9 years ago. I don't know. Well, that's obviously quite early in the situation as I'm brought into that situation. So yeah, it's you get a good idea that it's starting at least with the same
Kind of right
look.
where we left off.
Maybe it looks like it to me.
How do you think Crowley's going to feel?
Ask Jeremy that directly.
How do you think Crowley's going to feel about the fact that there are all these angels walking the earth?
I think that's great. I mean, the phrase "fallen angel" to me, just as a viewer, the phrase "fallen angel" is fascinating because that's the one thing you're dealing with that has a massive impact. You forget just angels fell. What's a fallen angel? How did the angels fall? And then what does that therefore mean? It's a bunch of pissed off angels, missing their daddy, doing whatever it is. We've had all of those versions, but now what does that mean? What's that going to entail? And I don't think they like Castiel that much.
And the original
someone to
fallen,
blame.
and the original fallen angel was, of course, your boss for quite some time.
My what?
Your Lucifer.
My what? What? My boss? In your dreams, boss. The person who's in my way.
Well, the person who is in your way, then you have a lot of people who you can relate to on that level.
He's busy. He's on Tomorrow People.
It just seems like the ideal setup, though, because Crowley likes taking advantage of people with agendas and working things, and here's these angels that are all coming out.
Well, I think the end of that scene was very telling. It was like, it was leaving you on your own. To talk to. It was like the ultimate punishment. So I think Crowley enjoys what Crowley does a lot. And it'll take its turns. I'm fascinated to see, the world is a very different place than the end of season 8. It's a very, very different place. So it could be fascinating. You want to know? I want to know, right? After 9 seasons, you still want to know, right?
It's pretty amazing.
It's pretty good.
Is Crowley going to miss Meg at all? In their own way of just...
I love Meg. My little chew toy.
He's going to miss his chew toy? Is he going to bring another chew toy?
How many times has Meg been back? You never know. That's the great thing about the show. I mean, my bones were burned, apparently. I'm sure they thought of many ways of getting rid of me over the years, for whatever reason, Sanji. But it's worked very, very well. The way that is, the way people have come back when they come back has worked really, really well. I do honestly believe it's a show that's got better and better year over year. It's a lot to do with the way the writers treat it. It's not a job; it's a job that they want to make it really, really good. They care a lot about the fans. It's not always pandering to the fans, but it's the fact that they care about making something that seems at least somewhat true to the canon. And the boys are what make it fun. Without them, we'd have an interesting show, but it wouldn't be the same show.
Yeah.
We have to do the sitcom Oh Crowley.
Maybe you'll do that within an episode, right?
I think we should. I think Oh Crowley would be the best half hour within the show.
Are there anything?
Big laugh track over.
Are there any storylines that you have kind of talked about with
Me?
Jeremy
Talked about?
and just kind of said like maybe we should? Have you ever thought about
No,
exploring
I
this
call
thing?
him on a regular basis, like, am I dead yet? So just about to write that scene.
Do you think Crowley ever actually wants to defeat the Winchesters? Because then what does he have left?
I think there's a lot of love there in a very strange
Do you think that he sometimes lets them kind of get away because the chase is more fun
Oh,
than the kill?
Crowley. I think you've got to remember, above all else, that Crowley serves Crowley before he serves anybody else. Serves himself.
King of Hell.
True, but I mean, he's been benevolent, apart from certain aspects of the season, as you were asking. But he's been more benevolent over the years than malevolent, I think, towards the Winchesters. I mean, and better the devil you know has always been the argument, is it not? It's always been that argument. So we'll see what the deal is.
Tyler, just take care.
Bored yet?
No.
No, we just
He was yelling at us.
Signal earlier. We got the signal earlier, so we were afraid.
You're afraid? Why?
They said to obey the rules. They're trying to.
Yeah, they're walking behind you going like this,
Are they?
so we're just not sure. But
Now
since
he's
you're
not
still
paying
here.
No, you moving me?
I gotta move you, sir.
Okay, I'm good. They were good. They were happy.
Happy you got a time with Mr. Sheppard here?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.